Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Ricky Rubio and his potential return to the NBA. Now, for those that have been a part of the channel for a while, you remember the video that I dropped talking about around FIBA time when he actually decided that he was going to step away from basketball in its entirety and felt like he needed to take a step back so that he could focus on his mental health and his family. Now, as we've come into the 2023-2024 season, he hasn't played at all for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but it looks like he's been talking with their management about potentially parting ways with him amid a little bit of controversy regarding whether he will continue to even potentially be a part of the NBA. Now, the big question is that some people actually have heard rumors that his issues were not just basketball related, but simply something related to that of the Cleveland Cavaliers front office. And if you're a player and you are already having mental issues, and then you also have issues where you're clashing with the management style, and whether it be the coaching staff or whatever the case may be, anywhere in the front office, realistically speaking, and it puts that much mental strain on you to the point where you might just quit the thing that's been in your life for the longest period of time. Again, he's been in the league for 12 seasons. It puts you in a position where you feel like it's almost necessary for you to go ahead and hang the shoes up. With that being said, though, I believe that there's been a little bit of rumblings. I've seen a couple people write articles talking about the Utah Jazz getting in on the sweepstakes. Again, that sounds very interesting, and let's not forget that for the Cleveland Cavaliers, he was averaging 13 points and 6 assists off the bench before he blew his knee out and returned the previous season, but was just not his same self previous to him going ahead and bowing out. With that being said, it makes the most sense in my eyes that Ricky Rubio has the opportunity to fall in love with the game again. And if the facts are actually accurate about him having issues with the front office of the Cleveland Cavaliers, I believe that it's time to go ahead and send him to a team that could potentially appreciate him just a little bit more. And what team would be better than a team that actually is in need of a pure point guard? Naturally, over the past couple of games, we've seen Chris Dunn finally get the nod after I believe that he should have started from the beginning of the season, but he's giving us double-digit assists. That being said, it wouldn't hurt to have a pure point guard coming off the bench as well, or starting. Just somebody along the ropes to help Keyonte George push his game a little bit further as he comes back healthy and ends up playing in games again. With that being said, it is important to recognize that Ricky Rubio actually played for the Utah Jazz before during the 2017-2018 season and during the 2018-2019 season. Both of those added together, he averaged 28.6 minutes per game and gave them 12.9 points, 4.1 rebounds, 5.7 assists, 1.5 steals, and 2.7 turnovers a game. Now, admittedly, his field goal percentages weren't the greatest statistically across his entire career. He's always been a low 40s, high 30s kind of guy, and he always takes roughly 10 field goal attempts a season. He shot an average of 41.2% and 33.2% from beyond the arc on 3.6 attempts. Now, from the free throw line, he was efficient, 86.1% on 3.3 attempts per game. And overall, it was just a pleasure to have him on the team. Now, that was at a point where the Jazz won back-to-back 48-plus win seasons. So when you think about the pedigree that he comes from and the simple fact that he is a European player, so he has more of that share the ball type of mentality, it makes sense why the Utah Jazz would want to take a swing at him if he does become available. And because he obviously is post-surgery and he's just not the same player that he was in the past, it won't be surprising to see him sell for very little, or if it is a situation where it's a buyout situation, just see a couple other teams take a little bit of interest in him just for his ability to table set for other players that are more scoring-minded individuals. With that being said, it just makes the most sense to me that the Utah Jazz go ahead and try and bring him back around, considering the fact that they've had him before. They know what he does, and it just makes the most sense. It won't be very costly. It's honestly in the realm of the Chris Dunn deal because Dunn's getting the vet minimum. And realistically, if Ricky Rubio already doesn't really have much of a love for the game left in him and he's to the point where he's willing to go ahead and possibly just retire, it would be nice to have him perhaps just spend his final days with the Utah Jazz. And if he can impart some of that point guard knowledge, that pure point guard knowledge onto Keyonte George and just show the other guys what it's like to be on the floor with the player similar to, in the same vein as a Mike Conley to a certain extent, it would be very advantageous for this Utah Jazz roster, not just because they're in a rebuild, but also because the games that they lose right now aren't the worst in the world. And over the next 2 or 3 seasons, you would like to see some immediate improvement from some guys on the younger side of things. And then if it allows him to be one of those core members and voices in the locker room that pushes those guys that far, me personally, I'd definitely be in favor of it. But with that being said, you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, I'm interested to see if you think that they should pursue Ricky Rubio or if there's another point guard in the league that you would like them to take a crack at. With that being said, it's been your boy Wraith Hoops. Make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe, and turn on post notifications. Thanks to Sachi and Leo for editing this video for me. And with that being said, good morning, good evening, good night. No matter where you are on the globe watching, thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.